Today's topic is MySQL Part 2. In Part 1, we learned different keys. In Part 2, we are going to learn constants. So what are the constants available? We have to learn primary key, foreign key, your unique key, check key constraint, default constraint and not null constraint. I will tell you what are the questions coming in an examination related to constraints. अब जब ये क्वेश्चन आएगा आप देखोगे तो आप भी खुशी के मारे ऐसा ही उछलोगे कि मुझे ये आंसर आता है. Now let's see what is called constraint. So first of all, it says that it is used to define the rules to allow. What do you mean by this allow? Suppose I am saying that I want to enter the data which is fixed, or we can say that 90% of our customers are belongs to Orissa. So if I don't enter the data, automatically it should take the data as Orissa. That's why it is allowing. I can give the default value as Orissa. So even if I will not give anything, it will take it. Now let's take another case. When I'm entering the data, suppose in the meantime, at this moment, I don't have any specific data to enter to that particular column. So I can put it null. So it is allowing me to give the data to a column null. Now next it says that it restricts. Now if it is allowing, how it is restricting? Suppose I have given a rule that my city, my customer must be belongs to Berhampur, Bhubaneswar or Rourkela. Other than that, I'm not allowing them. So in that case, I can give the check constraint. So it is restricting now. What value that can be used or that can be entered by the user for that particular column. Now next says that used to limit. अब ये limit क्या है? Now look at over here. When I'm saying limit the type of data, suppose I'm having a column called quantity. So I just want to restrict that user cannot enter any negative value. So in that case, I'm restricting. In what way I'm restricting? I'm limiting data. The data must be greater than 0. Suppose I want that the quantity that I'm maintaining for my organization must be between 50 and 500. The minimum limit is 50 and maximum limit or the stock I can maintain 500. So I am again limiting the data between 50 and 500. That can be inserted into a table. So these are called my constants. So let's see what the question is asking. How many types of constants are there or present in MySQL? कितने टाइप का होता है? अगर आपने पहला वाला इंट्रोडक्शन स्लाइड देखा होगा उसमें आपको दिख रहा है कि कितना आपका कांस्टेंट है. So the answer is 6. What are those? They are null constant, default constant, unique constant, check constant, primary key constant, foreign key constant. Now this null we can restrict by giving not null. If you don't want to give any data to a particular column, you can set the constant as null. But if you want to restrict that user must enter the data, then obviously you are going to use not null. What is default constant? Now default constant says that if I don't want to enter data to a particular column, it should automatically take the data for that particular column. In that case, I will use default constant. Next one is unique. As its name suggests that the values that I am going to enter to that particular column must not have any duplicate value. That must be unique one. Next is your check constant. As already I have given so many examples to you that if I want to restrict the user to enter the data between a range, the price must be positive or not 0 or negative. In that case, I will say the price is greater than 0, even if it is not allowing you to enter 0 for the price. And we can also limit it, as I said, that if I want to deal with the customer those who are belongs to Orissa, Bihar and West Bengal, so in that case I can use the check constant that the state must be coming within Orissa, West Bengal and Bihar. That is your check constant. And we are familiar with this primary key, which uniquely identifies each record in a table. And also, it allows me to generate a relationship between two tables. Next is your foreign key. Foreign key allows me that it is going to be linked or having a relationship with another table where the current table primary key must match with the table in which I am having a foreign key. So that means the key in a primary key must match with the value of the key in your foreign key. Suppose I want to enter a data to a table where I am having a foreign key called student ID. In that case, first of all, before entering the data, it will check whether the student data or student record or student ID is available in the main table student information. If the ID is available as a primary key in student information table, then it will allow me to enter the data. Otherwise, it will restrict me. That is what called your foreign key. As well as it allows me to delete a record. Suppose I want to delete a record student S005 from the table student information where it is in primary key. When I want to delete it, it will restrict me to delete it because its information, its related records are available in another table as a foreign key. So that's why before deleting the primary key record, I have to delete the records that is available in other tables as a foreign key. So again, it is in constraint. Now this question says that dash is used to define the rules to allow or restrict what value can be stored in a column. These are a limit of it is limiting the data. It says protocol. Protocol is used in networking system. It is also set of rules. Constraints. Yes, it is constraint because it is used to define. Already in a introduction or definition we have seen that it defines the rules to allow to enter the data or to restrict the data to be entered to a column. Dash constant allows to specify that a column cannot, this is the key term that we have to underline, cannot contain a null value. That means it is restricting that user must enter the data to the column. So obviously as per the definition it should be not null. That means the column must not have null value. Not null is the answer. Next question is dash does not allow to insert duplicate. Yes, this is the key term. Duplicate value in a column. अब कौन सा कांस्टेंट आपको रेस्ट्रिक्ट करता है? आप डुप्लीकेट वैल्यू नहीं डाल सकते कॉलम में. तो आपका नॉट नल आ रहा है. नॉट नल तो नहीं हो सकता बिकॉज इट रेस्ट्रिक्ट्स दैट द कॉलम मस्ट नॉट कंटेन नल वैल्यू. यूनिक, यस ये हो सकता है बिकॉज इट सेज दैट द कॉलम मस्ट नॉट कंटेन एनी डुप्लीकेट वैल्यू. चेक कांस्टेंट नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि ये लिमिट करता है आपका. और डिफॉल्ट कांस्टेंट नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि इट गिव्स द डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू टू द कॉलम. सो आंसर इज योर यूनिक. So this time the question is asking dash constant allows user specified value. User specified value, that means whatever user has said that value has to be taken into consideration, will be added to all new records if no other value, yes, no other value is specified. That means here it wants to say that if user is not entering any data to a particular column, it should take some data which is already specified by the user. So in that case फिर चलते हैं. नॉट नल तो नहीं हो सकता आपका, और ऑलरेडी आई टोल्ड यू यूनिक नहीं हो सकता, चेक नहीं हो सकता, यस डिफॉल्ट हो सकता है अपना. तो आंसर इज डिफॉल्ट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज dash constant determines whether the value is valid or not. अच्छा, ये चेक करता है आपने जो वैल्यू एंट्री किया है वो वैलिड वैल्यू है कि नहीं है, वो चेक कर रहा है. विद द हेल्प ऑफ योर लॉजिकल एक्सप्रेशन, दैट मीन्स एंड और नॉट लगा सकते हो आप. आपका रिलेशनल ऑपरेटर भी इसमें लगा सकते हो, ग्रेटर देन, लेस देन. इन ऑपरेटर भी आप यूज कर सकते हो, मेंबरशिप ऑपरेटर. आप नॉट नल तो नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि ये सिंपली बोलता है द कॉलम मस्ट नॉट बी लेफ्ट ब्लैंक. यूनिक नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि ये रेस्ट्रिक्ट करता है द वैल्यूज एंटर्ड इन ए कॉलम मस्ट बी यूनिक or there should not be any duplicate. Check हो सकता है क्योंकि it is checking the range with the help of your logical expression. The price must be between 10,000 and 5,000. So that means I will say greater than equals to 5,000 and less than equals to 10,000. हो सकता है ये। अब थोड़ा और भी ऑप्शन देख लें। डिफॉल्ट नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि इट इज यूजर स्पेसिफाइड वैल्यू, इफ यू आर नॉट एंटरिंग इट विल टेक दैट वन। प्राइमरी की तो यूनिकली आइडेंटिफाई करता है एक रिकॉर्ड को टू जनरेट अ रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन अदर टेबल, सो ऑब्वियसली योर चेक हो सकता है। चलो चेक करते हैं। यस, नाउ द क्वेश्चन सेज दैट डैश कांस्टेंट रेस्ट्रिक्ट्स द यूजर। अब रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर रहा है मतलब तो कांस्टेंट ही है। दैट user must give data to a column, that means user bound to enter the data. Yes, not null, that means it cannot be left blank. अब आपका यूनिक भी हो सकता है क्योंकि अगर आप अलाउ कर रहे हो null value to a column, in that case more than one column can have null value. If it is more than one column is having not null value, then it cannot be unique. चेक तो नहीं हो सकता आपका और डिफॉल्ट भी नहीं हो सकता। ये दोनों आपका कैंडिडेट आंसर है, बट इसमें से मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट इस क्वेश्चन के लिए कौन सा है? दैट सेज दैट इट रेस्ट्रिक्ट द यूजर मस्ट एंटर द डाटा, बट यूनिक क्या बोलता है? द डाटा एंटर्ड बाय द यूजर मस्ट बी यूनिक और शुड नॉट बी डुप्लीकेट। सो ये दोनों में से मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट आपका निकल के आता है नॉट नल। सो माय आंसर इज नॉट नल। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कांस्टेंट कैन बी एनफोर्स्ड वन पर टेबल। व्हाट डज इट मीन्स वन पर टेबल? ये क्या आ गया, इस पे थोड़ा ध्यान देते हैं। इट इज सेइंग वन पर टेबल, दैट मीन्स वी कैन नॉट यूज द सेम कांस्टेंट फॉर मोर देन वन कॉलम। अब चलो देखते हैं नॉट नल। यस, वी कैन अप्लाई नॉट नल इन मोर देन वन कॉलम। अगर हम चाहते हैं 2 या 3 कॉलम एक टेबल में है जिसमें हमें डाटा एंट्री करवाना है, वी आर बाउंड टू एंटर द डाटा, वी कैन अप्लाई नॉट नल इन मोर देन वन कॉलम। सो यूनिक, yes, we can apply uniqueness in more than one column also, because I want the values entered in that particular column must not be duplicate. So ये constant use हो सकता है more than one column के लिए। check constant, obviously I can restrict quantity, price, basic salary, your city, state, gender, we can apply more than one column. Now default, this also we can apply to more than one column. Suppose I'm having city, I'm having pin code, I'm having state, we can apply. Primary key, yes. A table can have only one primary key. We cannot have more than one primary key. But more than one column can be combined together to become a primary key. But ये वो नहीं बोल रहा है, ये बोल रहा है ऐसा कौन सा constant है which is अप्लाइड टू वन पर टेबल। एक ही टेबल में एक ही कांस्टेंट हो सकता है, एक से ज्यादा कांस्टेंट आप यूज नहीं कर सकते। दैट्स व्हाई इट इज योर प्राइमरी की। सो माय आंसर इज प्राइमरी की। एंड क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग व्हिच कांस्टेंट यू विल यूज इफ यू वांट द डाटा मस्ट नॉट बी ए नेगेटिव और जीरो। अब ये रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर रहा है द डाटा दैट यू आर एंटरिंग must not be a negative value or it cannot be a zero value. So let's see. Not null नहीं हो सकता because it is restricting for the null value. Unique नहीं हो सकता। आपका check हो सकता है because with the help of check we can limit the data. That means it must be greater than equals to 0. Default नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि आप अगर ये बोल रहा है if user wants that the quantity is common for all the column that is 10, in that case we can use default. Primary key नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि uniqueness नहीं बोल रहा है और uniquely identify record भी नहीं बोल रहा। So yes, it is check. So now it says that more than one unique column can be used in a table. अब ये true false में पूछ रहा है क्या आप एक टेबल में एक से ज्यादा कॉलम को आप यूनिक कांस्टेंट दे सकते हो क्या? Yes, we can. We can give, already I told you, we cannot have more than one primary key in a table, but we can have more than one unique column. Okay, so next one, check constant is to enforce referential integrity. अब ये referential integrity क्या है? अगर आपको समझ में आ रहा है तो ये आंसर हो जाएगा। Referential integrity says that when I want to enter a record to a table, it must check or it must refer to the table where we are having the primary key. If the primary key is available, then I can insert the data. Another way we can say that it is referring to the primary table to which it is linked with, where we are having a primary key. So obviously answer is false क्योंकि check constant तो ये नहीं कर रहा है। check constant आपका restrict कर रहा है कि आपका डाटा कुछ लिमिट में हो या फिर कुछ लॉजिकल रिलेशनल ऑपरेटर के साथ आप कुछ वैल्यू दे रहे हो, इट मस्ट बी विद इन दिस रेंज, इन दोज केसेस वी कैन यूज चेक। तो ऑब्वियसली द आंसर इज फॉल्स। तो करेक्ट आंसर क्या है? योर फॉरेन की। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है फॉरेन की इन वन टेबल, इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट फॉरेन की। ओके, इन वन टेबल पॉइंट्स टू द कैंडिडेट की, अनदर की इज कैंडिडेट की इन अनदर टेबल। क्या ये आपका फॉरेन की कैंडिडेट की को रिफर करता है बिफोर making any operation? As I already told you, in order to maintain the referential integrity, is the foreign key referring to the candidate key? False. नहीं। तो करेक्ट आंसर क्या है? प्राइमरी की। इट इज रिफरिंग टू द प्राइमरी की ऑफ द मास्टर टेबल। नेक्स्ट, फॉरेन की कांस्टेंट डज नॉट एनफोर्स यूनिकनेस। अब फिर से क्वेश्चन तो फॉरेन की के ऊपर ही है। कांस्टेंट डज नॉट, नेगेटिव बोल रहा है, डज नॉट एनफोर्सेस यूनिकनेस। ये यूनिकनेस नहीं देता है। यस, ऑब्वियसली ये यूनिकनेस नहीं देता है। इट इज ट्रू बिकॉज द प्राइमरी की प्रोवाइड्स द यूनिकनेस, फॉरेन की डज नॉट प्रोवाइड। That's all for this video. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you want any other MCQ related to MySQL, you are most welcome. Just simply put a comment, your requirement in my YouTube comment section. I will create a video and I will upload it for you. Thank you.